Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone Talks. So we've got some talk of the Autons, a possible return. I did see a video of supposed Doctor Who filming. I've seen this video myself, and there's a big red bus, and on the bus it has something about glasses, like Specsavers, but it's called Autons. Now, someone in the comment section said that this place actually exists, that this is a real place. But when I googled and checked, there's no such place. So I don't know what the story is. If anybody has actually heard of Autons, opticians, or anything to do with glassware, please let me know. So that's something to talk about. Also, with BBC Three returning, there has been talk of Doctor Who Confidential possibly returning. This is Radio Times that keep talking about this. This is not coming from sources. This is Radio Times. They also are bigging up this Torchwood reboot. They keep keeping it going, which suggests to me that there's obviously been talk about it. If Radio Times are talking about it, there has to be talk about this if it's been discussed. Also, Mark Gatiss has also talked about a possible return to writing an episode, possibly for Doctor Who. So I'd like to get everybody's thoughts and opinions on that. So I have, as you've seen, changed the format slightly. So from now on, the Tardis Zone Talks will stay in its Friday night slot. There'll be no Wednesday night Tardis Zone Talks. I'm going to do something different on a Wednesday night. So that'll give us a whole week to see what Doctor Who news comes out. And in the meantime, if I get any rumours and if I get any news off me sources, we will be discussing that also. So I want to keep these strictly to Doctor Who and about the weekly news that we've had. So they're the big main topics that are being discussed. Also, Doctor Who Classic Series Blu-rays are on sale for anybody out there. And as some of you know, the Radio Times, Nanique Gill and Jodie Whittaker marked International Women's Day with a photograph looking deep into each other's eyes, kissy, kissy, huggy, huggy, maybe. What you call it, yeah. Looking into each other's eyes as if they're, like, why couldn't they just stand beside each other in a pose or something and just like, but no, there you go. So that's that. Also, there's if anybody has been keeping up with the Big Finish stuff, obviously Christopher Eccleston, there is some Christopher Eccleston's news on how his return has been revealed. So I know there are some Big Finish people in the chat that like to talk Big Finish. So they're the topics that we're going to be discussing tonight. So if you want to come on to the panel, please do. Now remember, this is how this works. The more people we get on, the longer the show stays on for. Obviously, if we don't get too many people, the show will end. Last week it ended after an hour. We did get, myself and Lee ended up talking on that one, and the viewing figures for that were great. So thank you very much for everybody that listened to me and Lee rant on for a bit, because it was a good conversation. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to put the link in the chat. Remember, as I said, if you want to come on, please, they're the topics of discussion. If you want to come on, remember, this stream is all about you guys. It doesn't work unless you guys take part. So I'm putting the link in the chat there. It's in the chat. Please come on if you want to come on. So remember, as I said, we'll be discussing the Doctor Who's week's events. Now, was thinking, because I know people like to talk about other stuff. So Cheryl actually said to me, why don't I actually do the Irish Geek Talks, so we could talk more broader stuff and talk about all those other things that are going on. And I said that's a good idea. So we'll do something like that on the Irish Geek Wednesday. Obviously, there's an opening on the Tardis Zone now, so I'll think of something exciting to do for that. But as I said, we got two people waiting now in the link. I'd like to get you all in now so I know how many is going to come on, because if you don't come on now, come into the studio now, well then, I'm going to give it 10 minutes. After the 10-minute countdown, if you haven't come into the studio, that's as many guests that we've got. So we've got two so far. So I'm going to keep putting the link in the chat so nobody has an excuse. So if you want to come on, this is your opportunity to do so. Remember, this doesn't work without you guys. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. By the way, because I know Lee is here, so Jade is suspended from Twitter. Sent me the photographs. I can't believe they got suspended for what they got suspended for. Twitter has gone ridiculous, mate. So they're suspended. They wanted to know were you on Facebook or any of those groups, so I didn't know what to say. So you might see them in the chat there. Maybe possibly give them a bit of a text there. As I said, if you're coming on, come on now, because I want to see how many we've got coming on. As I said, 10 minutes from now, I won't be bringing anybody else on, so this is your opportunity. So, as I said, there's plenty to talk about. I did see, obviously last year there was a supposed leaked photograph from BBC to say that the Sea Devils were going to return. Again, they've taken the same photograph this year, and tried to make it out that the BBC were announcing that the Sea Devils were going to return. They don't actually think that fans that are in this, that do all of this, already know when stuff like that has come out before. Like, I remember seeing that Jordan, when Series 11 was being filmed, that photograph apparently was leaked, and then BBC was supposed to take it down. No such thing. So there's a lot of fakery out there. But for anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about, do I have the photographs actually handy there, or because, well, if you see me video last night, the Tardis Zone Talks video, where I told everybody what we were going to be discussing, there's a couple of photographs in that. Now, someone is telling me that this opticians is real, but I've went and checked and I've Googled it and stuff, and I can't find it. So it suggests to me that either Chris Chibnall is very cleverly giving a nod to the Autons, or the Autons are going to return. As I said, BBC 3 is coming back. So now there's talk of Doctor Who Confidential possibly returning. And there's also this talk, as you know, it's been for a few years, but it has really intensified over the past few weeks. This whole nonsense of a Torchwood reboot or Torchwood coming back. The simple fact of the matter is, you all know where I stand on that. Unless the main show is in a good, healthy state, why would you want to do Torchwood? What would happen if Torchwood ended up being more successful, right? It would embarrass the main show, and they're not going to do that. So I don't see it happening, but I want to hear your thoughts on all of those things, or if you just want to, and Mark Gatiss as well, possible return to Doctor Who. How would you feel about that? So firstly, I'm going to bring on Lee, because as we know, Lee obviously will get to, well, I can tell you don't have to verify Charlotte, and you don't have to verify, and I can't believe it, we've actually got Daniel coming on. Oh, I'm really excited for Daniel coming on. And we've got Lex the Penguin Soldier. Lex the Penguin Soldier a second. I just wanted to mention Daniel because I actually see Daniel on screen. That is amazing. Nice to have you, buddy. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Can't wait to get you on to see what you have to say. But first of all, hold on. We got someone else that's popped into the studio as well. So there we go. I'm glad everybody is coming in. And we got Jack as well. Okay, fantastic. Right. Let's get this show on the road so we don't delay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Lee and everybody else there 15 minutes. Right? 15 minutes each. Right? And that way then I think that'll be a nice length as well. So what we'll do, we'll bring, hold on, I'm just getting the stopwatch. So I'll put the link in again just one last time, guys, yeah? If anybody wants to join now, come on in now, right? So I know how many is actually there. So we can calculate how long we're going to be on for as well. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So we got Jack. We've got Lex the Penguin Soldier, we got Charlotte, we got Scottish Davros, and we got Problem Big. That's a good, healthy old panel as well. And Daniel is verifying, even though I can see him on bleeding screen. Hey, listen, mate, you don't have to verify. Charlotte puts on our camera as well, so I can verify the two of you. So these are good. These are good. It's only people's picture, camera that I can't see. They will have to verify with Lee. So Lex the Penguin Soldier, I'm pretty sure that is you because you did say to me on Twitter that you were thinking of coming on. And I think it is Jack, but just to verify, Lee, if you can. So let's bring Lee on first. Why am I down as the Irish Geek? Did I not change that? I didn't change it. Nobody told me either. Hold on, we got to change that. The Irish Geek. What are you doing? It's the Tardis zone. Come here, you. Nobody said that. And did nobody notice that? Nobody noticed that. That's funny, there is, man. There you go. Yay! Name change midway through the stream. Lovely. Right, let's see. There's a bit of private chat going on. It's just Lee. Right, let's bring Lee on.
Hey.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm just eating my din-dins.
Nice.
What my microwave potatoes were a bit undercooked, so it's like, oh crikey, I had to redo them again. Still solid. But I made a nice bit of salmon, not in the microwave, grilled, and some fresh veg. Very tasty.
You should steam your potatoes. Steam your potatoes.
Well, they were steamed in the microwave. That's the bloody point.
Well, obviously your microwave is crap. Right, listen, anyway, obviously there's been a lot of talk and stuff. So is there anything that I've brought up there that you'd like to start off with?
Yeah, I mean, I'd kind of been really busy today doing an asvert for the single for the mighty Hill versus Babyface, which will be shown tonight on Friday Night Tights, I believe. So watch out for that. So I was out of the loop, but Dan invited me onto the Spacebook and have a chat, so I did, and he told me about the Mark Gatiss thing and asked my views on that. So I think that's pretty much what I want to talk about.
Right, well, knock yourself out, man. So what's your thoughts and feelings on that? Because I know, for me, in fairness, and I think some of us on this panel have already said, he seemed to be the natural successor to Moffat, but the thing about it is they kind of worked as a duo, and they still do to this day. So seems to be a package deal there. But how would you feel about him coming back?
Well, it's funny because during the Moffat era, I think it was season 8, and I think I just watched Into the Dalek, and I was mortified because it was just so bad.
It is.
And I wrote an open letter to Mark Gatiss, just completely going off on one about Moffat. Obviously, this is all before the days of bloody Chibnall, right? So yeah, I was saying that, you know, you need to step up, replace him. He's past it, you know. I think I was kind of right, actually. But
No,
is he the right choice? I don't think he's written the best episodes. I don't think
he
they're as
did
bad as
do the
people say.
Crimson. Didn't he do the Crimson Horror or something?
Yeah,
That's a pretty good
I like
episode.
that. That gets slagged off a lot, but I actually quite like that.
Yeah, Mr.
Um,
Smith, that's a good episode, man.
yeah, I think he's got that kind of like steampunk ethic going, which I
Yeah.
thought that's where the whole thing was moving towards. But I think you probably make it better. I mean, if we look at Adventures in Time, Adventures in Space and Time
I
as
know,
a
I was going to
benchmark.
mention that. We can't forget that he did actually put that together. And I know the material was there, but let's be honest, he did do it justice, and he did make us cry.
Yeah, I think he, I think he did an astounding job with that. Again, I mean, making a show about a show is not the same as making the show, obviously. But I don't know. I think he would be a happy medium. I think he could bring in a bit more creepiness, horror stuff like the Hinchcliffe era. And some of that dark humor, I think, would be great from his like League of Gentlemen days. That would work. And I think he would hire interesting people. I believe he would, and I think because he is such a good writer, that he would not. He would stink. You know, he would smell out the stink of bad writing very easily. If he doesn't become a showrunner as a replacement for Chibnall. And just I'd like to see him as a script editor.
Yeah, see, here's my problem with him, right? And I have to say this, have to throw a spanner in the works there, folks. Again, for me, as a showrunner, he'd have too much of a connection to the show's past. He's also a fan. And I think it's about time that this show was given to someone that was show run by someone that isn't a fan,
Maybe
but
some
does
fresh
have
blood.
people in, but that does have people in, as you said before, that do have that experience to guide the showrunner. But I want
Well, there's
someone in.
Toby Whithouse seems to be quite a popular choice.
Yeah.
For, you know, because of being human. And it may be him as showrunner or producer. I'd much rather it goes back to producer with script editor, like the good old days, rather than, you know, this kind of deity figure at the top, you know, and everyone else just does
exactly
what he wants. Yeah. Because I think that kind of, you need that duality. You need two people fighting it out really at the top.
You need a writer's room as well, don't you, Lee?
Sounding board,
with the script editors. That's the way it was done.
Yeah, I think that would be
the day. They need to go back to that format, because you're right. This whole thing where a showrunner will have an idea and he basically tells them what they need to incorporate into their individual episodes. Yes, it has worked in the past, but I think in the current situation that we're in with the show now and the state that the ratings are in, they need to start making these going back to basics, basically.
Yeah, I think it needs to go back to basics. And I think that that duality certainly would help, because I think if you've got someone who sort of stands on top of the pyramid and dictates all the things and acts as kind of both scriptwriter, editor, producer, and all the rest of it, I think that's where mistakes creep in.
Yeah.
Like Chibnall. I mean, he crept all the way through.
Yeah.
And I think you need that someone to turn around and say to you, well, no, that doesn't work, and this works. And then to take all the scripts that come in and rework them so that they all tie into one another and all work together and make a coherent season. I think that would work. You know, I don't see why that wouldn't work. I mean, him and Moffat worked together, and then you had, you know, RTD and oh, my brain's gone.
You had Nikki Wilson.
Yeah.
Julie
Gardner.
Yeah, Julie Gardner.
And that works, you know, that works, because you've got someone who you can bounce ideas off and say no. I mean, Chibnall, I don't know if he's got a second that I think he does, but like, again, it's like, who is that guy?
Oh,
There's-
he's the guy that had a go at fans. What's his face?
oh, there's the spoiler.
What's his number two?
See, we can't even name the bugger.
He was he worked on he worked on season 3 of Misfits, and season 3 of Misfits and season 4 went pretty woke when he was there.
Shocker.
So he's used to this. I forget his name. Can anybody remember who see, this is what I mean. We don't even remember these people. They're unforgettable.
Nothing burgers.
You know, I just I think it's
I think they got too many underling producers under him, right? You got like 5 or 6 bloody producers, and what do? You know, I guess it's dependent on location. I don't know, but it just seems to be too many cooks spoiling the broth. Boil it down to a 2-headed beast, right?
Matt Strevens. That's who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Strevens. Yeah, he was the one that came out and basically did that interview and told fans that while they were in charge, they'd write basically whatever the hell they wanted. And do you remember Chris Chibnall?
And they have, and we reject.
It's not a democracy. But yeah, back in your day, you got the opportunity to have a go at the showrunners and writers of the show. But yeah, you run and hide and you have your little digs within the show, within your writing. That's not how you do it. If you can't
Pip and Jane Baker, for all their many flaws as writers, outshine Chibnall 10-1. I mean, it's just, you know, and I think that video should rightly haunt him. I mean, you know, you wormed your way to this position, claiming, you know, through circuitous routes that you didn't want to do it, Chibs. Well, you know, you don't seem to be very keen to bloody leave, even though we've given you enough hints to do so. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. You know, what can we do to convince you? I mean, just look at the ratings, man. Leave, go now. Be happy, be free. Fly, Chibs, fly.
Strevens is not getting a very good response in the chat. He's not a very popular. Listen, when he joined Misfits, you could clearly see that things started to change. He became one of the producers, and the show completely changed direction. It used to be gritty up until then. Now, I'm not saying that season 3 was a total write-off. It wasn't. It was actually a pretty good season. But by season 4, it just got absolutely ridiculous. You could see that they just...
When did it get cancelled?
Shortly after. I think it went another season or 2 after that.
So these people seem to have a track record. Yeah, they have a track record, don't they? And they still find work. It's like J.J. Abrams. You know, it's like how do these people keep failing upwards? It's got to be either through blackmail or some kind of magic. I don't know. Magic.
They have something on all these people, I bet you. These people are smart. They observe everything. Like, you know, we say that they're crap writers and all, but they're pretty smart at sussing out. Listen, these people do fail up. It's ridiculous how failure is rewarded time and time again. But
again, Matthew Burrows says Broadchurch is over it. I've never seen it. I'm never going to watch it. I heard that season 1 was good. Sounds like a fluke because apparently
season 1 abroad. Listen, I watched it all, right? So I'm a man that actually sat down and watched all of Broadchurch. Season 1 was depressing. Very good. It was very good. I think it might have been, look, he might have had at that time period had his best time as a writer with that show. But season 2, then he kind of got caught up in it all. He tried to be clever and it didn't really work. And then by season 3, it just got ridiculous. It was beyond ridiculous. It's season. If he had just left it after season 1, that would have been actually perfect. He didn't even need to do a second season. Everybody would have, by the end of season 1, obviously.
Victim of its own success, and then it's a diminishing return after that. A bit like Doctor Who, really, isn't it?
That's what I mean. I mean, look, this man has made, you know, he's made, we can't sit here and say he hasn't did anything decent I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite. I know you're not a fan of Torchwood, but I have watched Torchwood and I have enjoyed it, and he is part of that. So I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite and say that the guy can't write. There's certain things he can write. It's just when it comes to science fiction, because Torchwood is not, there is a bit of science tech in it, but it's not really science fiction compared to Doctor Who. It's still in It was based in Cardiff, and then obviously when they went to London and then America. But you know what I mean? The 4 series and the second series were based in Cardiff. So it was like, it was on Earth. So, I mean, Doctor Who, that's what I said. Doctor Who's a completely different level. And I mean, as I said in my video, I said this about Chris Chibnall. Maybe he's better at doing the other themes. Maybe he is more suited to Torchwood than he is Doctor Who. Because Doctor Who does a delicate balance to be struck between the casual fan, the fan, and keeping the adults also interested. Because if you look at the current era, it's been dumbed down so much that you could actually watch it on CBeebies.
I know. I mean, I don't even think, I think it would be just a bit too low standard for CBeebies. I think Pingu is probably more more intelligently written than current era of Doctor Who, and makes more sense. Even though but an exposition dump from that little penguin than the entirety of Jodie Whittaker's run.
Yeah. Well, listen, before we go, because we got a minute to go, you've actually timed that very well, pal. Do you want to do your channel shout out and stuff and do whatever?
Yeah, you can find my Twitter at Being Problem, and my other channel is Audred Audiovisual, AUDRED, Audiovisual, one word, and we're going to announce the release of the Meltdown Ocean Man Heel versus Babyface single tonight on Friday Night Tights, with a special little advert, I guess. And 75% of the proceedings of the single will go to charity, which will be the Institute for the Prevention of Suicide.
Absolutely fantastic, and a good cause too. Brilliant. Well, listen, I hope it goes well for you, pal. But Jack is actually gone, so we've only got Charlotte, Lex, and Daniel.
Jack, you get back here now.
Well, he can't. Something's after coming up late. Right. Okay. So it's all good. It's all good. He's more than welcome to come on next week. He knows that.
He knows.
So I leave you in the back of the. Well, I mean, you don't really have to stay in the back of the studio, because I know who the other guys are, unless Lex hasn't verified their identity.
But I'm sure it's him. That's fine. Come on. You know it's him.
Well, if you want me to leave you backstage, I'll leave you backstage. All I'm just saying is I know who the
I'll stay backstage.
Okay.
Hang out in the green room, chill out with the stars of the show.
Right, no problem. Right, well, I'm going to bring on my next guest. Thanks for coming on, pal.
Thank you, man. See you later.
See you later. And that was Lee. Problem being, check out Friday Night Tights for that premiere and little advert or whatever he said is coming before it. But it should be fun. Well, it will be fun because the song is funny. And if you don't think the song is funny, then you need to find your funny bone. Yeah. I told you all now, right? Funny bone. Yeah. By the way, talking about songs, right? I don't know, right? So I wasn't aware of this, and I will talk about it on the Irish Geek because I'm a little bit more aware of it, but I want to get all the details before I talk about it. But the general gist is this: some Gen X or Gen Z, is it? Or is it Gen Z? Is it what do they call it today's whatever, right? Anyway, some twat on TikTok tried to have Eminem cancelled for a lyric that he did 20 years ago. Now, if anybody's an Eminem fan, you will know that his lyrics have been highly controversial ever since that man became a rapper. That's why he's the GOAT. His lyrics as well are just, listen, even if you're not a rap fan, right, or a hip hop fan, whatever you want to call it, or you're not an Eminem fan, you'll appreciate a true Shakespearean wordsmith like him. He is absolutely brilliant. Well, he released a song, right, in response to this person, because then obviously when this person tried to have him cancelled, the mob jumped on, right? And he released the song, right? And watch the lyrical video, right? You have to watch the video that goes with it, right? And watch the video, right? It's a response to the idiots that tried to cancel. And the song is aptly named Tone Deaf. Right? If you haven't heard this song, I'm thinking of actually reacting to it, but I need it. I wanted to react to it. Obviously, if I had a camera, then you could see me proper reaction. But I wanted to react to this on the Irish Geek, and I still might do it, just to give you me thoughts while I'm listening to this. But I'm a huge Eminem fan, as you know. Some of you that used to watch me music videos that I used to put up. With the articles and stuff like that. I used to use Eminem videos, Eminem songs, I should say. I'm a huge fan. But if you haven't seen it, it's funny, man. They actually tried to, and he even says it, they'll try cancel him till the day he dies, but he's going nowhere. He's going nowhere. It's a brilliant response. It's got a catchy little hook, catchy little tune to it, and he just doesn't get. Even the start of the video is he starts off. The first two sentences are just like these kids after watching this are going to be going crazy. I wonder if there's any Gen Z reactions to this video, because they'd be absolutely hilarious. They'd be meltdown. It was brilliant. Seriously, I've been listening to the song on loop. It's a great tune. It's a great tune, and it's a good response to all those people out there that try to cancel people, to be honest with you. So if anybody ever tries to cancel you, seriously, just send them that music video and I'll shut them up. Right, let's bring on our next guest, because she does be on an awful lot here, and every time she comes on and she leaves, she always leaves us with some thought-provoking opinion. And this is why we love having her on. It's the one and only Charlotte.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Fantastic. Right, well, obviously you've seen what we've been talking about tonight. Out of all the topics that I've brought up tonight, is there one in particular, or would you like to address them all?
I think I'll start with the Auton possible rumour picture thing.
No problem.
Because I was thinking, like, he had the perfect episode for the Autons with Praxius or Orphan, because it was basically environment protection. Plastic's bad was the message, very poorly done. So for me, it would be a bit odd that he had the perfect episode for them, and now he's going to do it the series after, unless he saw everybody say you should have used them, and because he's got no original ideas in his body, he basically thought, all right, I'll use them. But I was just thinking, like, the Autons aren't really a big crowd-pleasing villain. Like, the Doctor Who fans like them, and I quite like them because it's the idea of the everyday being scary, which I always think that's what this show does best. But they're not really eye-catching. Like, they're not really like a big show. They tend to be more of a... I sort of want to use the term... You like the more henchmen. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not the main show. They tend to be... They're good for fodder, for like force, but there's always somebody behind them, or there's something controlling them. So that makes me think, if he's going to do Autons, that means he's going to have to create his own person behind them.
I think that person's already there, to be quite honest with you. We've got Sasha Dewan's master, and any time that the Autons have been involved, hasn't it involved the master, if I remember correctly?
Well, I know in Rose he wasn't because the master hadn't come back at that point.
Yeah, not in Rose, but in Classic Who.
Yeah, and he does seem Nick from Classic, doesn't he?
Yeah, so maybe. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but then Sasha's already got, or that master already has the time cyber lord things. So he wouldn't need the Autons.
Yeah, as I said, I seen the screenshots myself. I also seen the video. It definitely is. It's got the white trucks in the background. Definitely fit some sort of filming, but you were on a bit of a break. And someone was obviously passing by and decided to take a short. It was about 28-second video or something like that. And it was panning around the whole street. And then it actually took a close-up of this red bus. Now, someone has said that opticians exist, but I've Googled to try find it, and I haven't. It doesn't. There's no opticians that actually comes up with that name. So unless it's just unless I can't find it on my Google, which would be strange, then it would suggest he's either they're giving them a nod or they're going to appear.
Yeah, but this also made me think, like, so we've been told probably 8 episodes, could be less if filming just means it's a crunch and they can't get 8 done. So is he not going to have a single original villain?
Maybe
in
not.
Series 13?
Maybe not, because he did try. I mean, he came up with a tooth monster.
No, that's what because if you think
Tim Shaw,
yeah,
we got an adipose on crack. We got some evil sheets, a talking frog, a racist for not well, a leather jacket racist. That's the kind of villains that Chibnall does. So maybe he has to nick.
Yeah, but then this is like the biggest white flag. Because if there's not a single episode that he's not going to create, because I was just thinking slots in my head. Like, we know we're going to get a Dalek. Sasha's pretty much going to come back. We all thought that anyway before sources started talking about it.
Yeah.
Some Tarans, Weeping Angels. That's 4 slots.
Yeah, but think about it, right? Think about this, though, from this point of view. If you look at all the villains that he's bringing back so far, right? And the ones that we haven't heard of yet, which we don't know what else he's going to probably bring back. But these are ones that are very popular with fans that buy merchandise, right? Now, we already know that the licensees are very worried right now. We've heard of the Funko Pop situation. Could this be BBC basically telling Chibnall now, listen, we're in serious trouble now. You need to start bringing back some marketable villains and characters so we can sell them and try make some money back. Would that be a possibility, do you think?
Oh yeah, because I've sort of said this before, and I've got a feeling that Series 13, Chibs is the showrunner, but I'm just increasingly getting a feeling it's a bit in name only. Like, there's enough other forces now, whether that's the BBC saying, right, you need to have these villains, you can't do that with this plot, you can't, like, they're giving notes that, I don't know, it's increasingly feeling to me like Chibs will be doing his, I'm the showrunner routine, but there's enough people behind him basically doing more work and actually controlling what happens in Series 13.
Yeah, listen, do you see the information that's up on your screen there? So Martin, you know, who's been coming on this channel, he's been scouring all the forums like Gallifrey Base and all of those other places. Now I'm going to say this now, right? Recently, I think what's happened with Gallifrey Base is I think Gallifrey Base has been infested with the J-bots. I think since they've learned that some rumors are coming from this place and other places. I think what they're starting to do, they're starting to infiltrate these forums, and they're putting out false information to try and discredit people like us that put out the news. Now, according to this, and I don't know if this is from Gallifrey base. Marty, if you could tell us before you leave if this is from Gallifrey base, because I want to make that very clear. But as you can see on the screen there, it says, Noel, I've received information that John Barrowman has been filming for Series 13. So I'll get your initial thought on that, Charlotte, if that is true. Which a lot of fans did speculate could be a possibility because he was in the festive special. And then fans always do come up. See, this is why I'm a bit yoke on this one, because fans did literally come up with this theory. And I do believe that the J-Bots, because they're so pissed that Whittaker is leaving, they're trying to cause as much damage as they can to fans that put out information like this. They want to discredit all people that put out information. And since they know that we have people checking on Gallifrey base, I think that's why they're going in and putting false information. But if this was true, John Barrowman, I mean, there's only one reason why they're bringing him back, which showed in the festive special, which showed when they brought him back in Series 12. It gives the ratings an initial boost. So, Charlotte, I need to ask you, should John Barrowman stay well away from this? Or, as some people have said in the chat, John Barrowman's a bit of a sellout.
I was going to say,
go on.
Pre-recent comments from Barrowman, I would say, don't come near this, mate. Your character's beloved. It's going to damage it. I think he's doing plenty of that by himself right now.
Yeah, I think John Barrowman is in Cardiff right now because wasn't he supposed to be on one of those?
Well, he's doing Dancing on Ice, isn't he?
Dancing on Ice. So
yeah, and
I think he's doing Dancing on Ice. So I don't think. See again, I'd be very. But thanks for letting me know. But because we do get some interesting things. But he is doing Dancing on Ice and all that. So I want to make that clear, actually, that he is in Cardiff. Yeah, he's made no secret of it, actually. He is doing that. Now, that could be because, listen, this guy has successfully fooled the fans before. Remember, he was supposed to be redecorating his house in Wales, and it turned out to be bull. He was actually filming for Doctor Who. So he's able to keep things... They're able to keep things under wrap.
Yeah, and with the shortened episode count, it could easily just be 1 or 2 episodes. He pops in and pops out. I don't think if he is in Series 13, I don't see it being for a full series on Tardis Companion. I can see.
He also said in the last video last night that he was off for filming this morning at the Tardis. So John Barrowman said that himself. He was off for filming in the morning. Well, I wouldn't know when they actually film Dancing on Ice and when they get them in. But yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, keep me informed on that one, actually. And I'll have a check-in with my sources because that one is definitely interesting. We'll keep a tabs on that John Barrowman thing because that is interesting. And this could, listen... With all this Torchwood talk, right? They could be bringing him back into Doctor Who to reintroduce the character to some of the newer fans.
Setup, yeah.
So they could do the spin-off. Look, we're not going to rule out now. I imagine if this is true, it'll be the finale. It'll be in the finale. Could well be. They could be setting up. There could be something in all this Torchwood talk. Yes, they're talking about it. But the reason why they're talking about it because it's probably being openly discussed within the BBC. Charlotte, this is very interesting times in the Doctor Who fandom. I know fans aren't interested in the show. They seem to be more interested in the information that's coming out. But it is a very interesting time to be a Doctor Who fan right now.
Yeah, because I think I think the BBC, it's taken them 3 long, but not very nice years for the fan base. But I think they were always going to take stock. They were always going to have to come to that point where they couldn't stick their fingers in their ears anymore and just act like everything was okay. And I just think with Whittaker going, with Chibnall, we obviously don't know, and that's the one people really want to hear about. But I think just the fact that Whittaker is going, I think this has made them have to reflect a bit. It's made them have to actually look at. We can't just concentrate on the show. We have to look at the effect it's having on everything else, around it. And I just think they've gone, oh God, where's our merch sales gone?
Yeah.
Oh wow, those ratings. That's a bit of a steep decline, actually.
Exactly.
And they were, because at the launch of this era, they were always going to have the sort of shield of first female Doctor.
Yeah.
And they knew pretty much anybody could say anything, and they'd have that shield.
Exactly.
But now they've lost that. It's like now you lie bare. Now all your faults and every wrong thing you've done with this franchise is finally coming back to kick you in the backside. So I just hope that, like I said, my gut is Chibnall's on his way out. I just really hope I'm right for that one, because sometimes my gut's right, sometimes it's not. So I just hope.
Do you know what I have? Do you know what, Charlotte? I have a sneaky suspicion that there's something in it. All right, I would have to, even though news on that is very limited right now. There's a lot of stuff that's being said in articles, and the news that we got where they basically said in the information that he had to leave no loose ends and leave the show in a healthy state. That to me was very eye-catching, because why, and you brought that point up, why would they say something like that if he was staying on? And I think there is something in this. He might, do you know what? It has to happen. I agree with you. He has to go. If he doesn't, I think fans are just there'll be no fandom.
Yeah, and your idea of this Torchwood thing, maybe that's what, because you've been told and other people have been told Whittaker would be given a nice role as like a bit of a compensation.
Yeah.
So if Chibs is being booted or if he's leaving of his own accord, I could see Torchwood being a possible consolation for him, to be like, well, we don't want you doing the main show, we'll give you Torchwood.
Yeah, and I think that would be, in their eyes anyway, not to fans like us, but in their eyes and his eyes, that's probably some way of him saving some sort of face. Well, I'm leaving Doctor Who to do Torchwood,
Yeah, it would make it look less like he's leaving in disgrace, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Again, I will say this, I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite and say that I didn't like some episodes that he had written within Torchwood. Whether he got hands with those scripts or not, I don't know, right? But if he was to go to Torchwood, right, I wouldn't be opposed to that, as I said in my video. To be quite honest, I'd give it a go and see where he'd go with it, because for some weird reason, I think he's better with the adult themes. I don't think he can strike the balance right, because there's multi-balances to be hit there with Doctor Who, and he just doesn't do it properly. But with Torchwood, it's simple. It's an adult show based with about a group of people who go and hunt aliens and solve these weird, mysterious cases.
Yeah,
and he's not bad at detective stuff. Everybody has said it. We know he's not bad at detective stuff. The problem is that Doctor Who, he could have probably incorporated that into Whitaker's Doctor, but he didn't. He didn't, and that's the thing. Why didn't he use his own strengths and play to Jodie Whittaker's strengths? And maybe this wouldn't have been such a write-off. But in saying that, his writing is so bad, folks, that I just don't know. And we got Lindsay. I just want to mention her because we got Lindsay in the chat. All
Hello,
I'll just say
Lindsay.
is get well soon. And thanks for coming in. And your comment is the BBC are being so quiet on the subject. Surely they have something to say soon. But here's the thing, and we said this on the channel, and others agreed with me. I think this will be a last-minute announcement.
Oh yeah, I think they know certain camps are going to be out for blood when it's officially announced. We've already seen the way some have acted just with the papers saying she's going.
Yeah.
So when the official announcement happens, it's gonna be.
I know it's gonna be a shit show. There's gonna be plenty of videos to be done because the meltdown is gonna be absolutely hilarious. At the end of the day, here's the thing, and I want to leave everybody with this thought, including the J-bots. You've got to understand, doctors come and go. Their eras come to an end at some stage. Now, I know some of you would have liked to see our era go on more than 3 years, possibly be the longest era because, it's all agenda for you folks. But unfortunately, that's not the way it goes. And unfortunately, the show right now is struggling. It's not all her fault, but casting a woman when they did, and for the reasons that they did, has come back to haunt them, especially Chris Chibnall. And, some fans will never forgive that. So, it's time for the change now. Try win those fans back that you've broken their hearts and see can you do right by them. Because I think it's about time that someone at the BBC actually said something and said enough is enough and respect this IP for what it is. This could be global again. You have something special. You don't realise it. You have a special fandom and you don't realise it. Stop treating them like shit. Stop treating the show like shit. And please give us back the show that we love and adore. Charlotte, I'm going to let you do your shout outs. I know we have your co-hoster waiting as well to come on. He comes on after Lex, the Penguin Soldier, but I'm so excited that he's coming on actually.
I didn't know he was coming on, so it's that. Yeah, I had no idea either, so it's brilliant.
Yeah, so a little bit of a surprise. I'm delighted because I've been trying to encourage him to come on. But I said, at the same time I've been saying, but at your own pace, pal. But I'm glad to see it. I'm delighted now. I can't wait, and I'm glad he's going to be the last person that we talked to tonight. So I'm looking forward to that. But Charlotte, go on, let us know. I know he's taking a bit of a break because he wants to recharge his batteries as he does. But when he's come back, who have he's got on?
Well, we've just did our latest stream with Problem Being, where he talked about his song and quite a few other things because it's Lee, so you never know what you're going to get. And I'll let Daniel say. I think that's only fair because we talked about it a bit tonight, and if he wants to say it tonight, he can say it.
Fair enough. And listen, thanks for coming on again, and I will see you tomorrow for Classic Who.
Oh, can you just confirm what's it called? I know, is it The Invasion? What's the title?
Dalek Invasion.
Dalek Invasion. That I needed the full title, so I knew what I was watching.
No problem. You watch it. You're gonna watch it tomorrow, don't you? You watch it twice, don't you? Yeah. All right. Well, listen, we'll see you tomorrow for that. I look forward to it.
Yeah, and also I just want to say very quickly to do with our streams recently, thank you to everybody because we were both sort of taken back with the amount of response and how people seem to really be loving the current stream. So thank you to anybody here or anybody who hears this who's been listening because me and Daniel really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, they've been great streams, so keep it up. You've been doing great. Yous have. I was there. I've actually been there for both So like I'll be there all the time because they're really interesting. Actually, the last one I didn't really mean to tell you that I was hopping in the shower, but I was literally listening to you while I was in the shower. Because I usually put music on, but I wanted because the first stream went off so great that I wanted to hear this one. And well done, man. You covered a lot of interesting topics, all right. Especially Lee when you let him loose.
That's the
But
thing. We both sort of said we'll have some rough topics, but it's Lee, so we'll see
yeah,
what happens.
yeah. But again, Lee brings up again though. He does bring up all the things that he discussed. He brought up a lot of valid points as he always does, and he's spot on with all of this nonsense that's going on at the BBC. But yeah, well done, great stream, and well done everybody else for supporting them, because I have been saying it myself. Uh, they deserve to be supported more than they're being supported, and actually deserve a lot more subs than they have as well. So I would encourage everybody, if you haven't subscribed to Daniel's channel, it's there in the chat, in the link there. Chris, I'll tell you what I'll do as well. I'll put it in the link description later on tonight when this stream goes up, along with Lee's channel and stuff, right? So check it out and subscribe to the channel, please. Charlotte, it's an absolute pleasure having you on. Listen, you look after yourself and stay safe and enjoy your weekend.
You too, mate. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow. See you. Bye-bye. Right, let's bring on our next guest. Hold on, get the timer ready. So we got 15 minutes. And just to make sure, I reckon it's cool. We got Lex the Penguin Soldier. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Is it me you're looking for? Right, hold on. I don't know what's going on there. Actually, maybe he doesn't have any sound, but what you reckon? What you reckon? No, he's on. He's not muted because it tell me. Right, well, we'll give him a couple of minutes here. We'll just give it a second. If he doesn't come on in a couple of minutes, right, we'll see if he writes that in the private chat there. No, I want Daniel to come on last, so I'm leaving Daniel to last. No, Daniel gets the honor of coming on last. No way. So Lex either comes on in the next few minutes, or we'll have to leave Lex the next week. I've been trying. Daniel hasn't been on in ages. No way. He gets the honor. He usually comes on first. The fact that he's here, he's getting the honor coming on last. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Right, we'll try him again, folks. Right. Hello, Lex. Lex. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Hello? Right. I think I've been fair there now, in fairness. Twice now. Thought we got a bit of sound there. Sound like something dodgy was going on there. We'll say no more. We'll say no more. Right, well then, look, have to be fair. If they're not there when we come on, then we'll just have to move on. What he said, his audio is too low. Looked like no, it sounded like his audio is high, to be honest. Lex, if you can hear me, do me a favor, write something in the private chat there, will you? To indicate that you can hear me. Oh, now he's muted. Hold on now. We got a private chat. Right, are you ready to come on now, yeah? If you can't come on this week, you can come on next week. There's no pressure. No pressure at all. I did sing you 2 songs though, so you ought to be privileged. I don't really sing for anybody. No. He's ready. Right, he's ready. Right, let's do this again. As they say, third time lucky. I'd like to introduce Lex the Penguin Soldier to everybody.
Are we in? Holy shit!
Yes, we're in.
We made it! Oh my
What?
goodness!
What the
Dream
hell?
come true. Dream come true. How are you,
Bro,
buddy?
what
Good.
happened?
Long time no here. Long time no here, buddy. Long time. Far too long.
How are you?
Not too bad. Have been better, have been worse, but we move forward. That's all I can say.
That's it. That's it. Obviously, you've been listening to everything that we've been talking about tonight. Is there anything in particular that we've been talking about that you would like to pick up on?
You've put me a little bit under the spot, my friend, because I can't deny that I've been listening to everything that's been happening.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll give you a brief
Give me a
rundown.
quick summary.
Right. Well, basically, there is Radio Times and other media outlets over the last couple of weeks. It's been very intense. They've been talking about a possible Torchwood reboot and the possibility of Doctor Who Confidential coming back. This is all in response to BBC Three coming back now. I think they changed it to a streaming service thing, but now it's coming back onto digital or something like that. Whatever, you're going to be able to watch it on your bloody TV again. So BBC Three has come back. Mark Gatiss is also, there's been talk about him possibly coming back to write for Doctor Who. That was another thing. Also, while we were actually on, someone in the live chat sent us some information. Apparently, John Barrowman is in Cardiff and apparently said he was filming something. Now, we do know he's filming Dancing on Ice, but this was saying this was morning filming, so people are thinking that it might be something to do with Doctor Who. And that's basically some of the stuff that we've been talking about tonight. So is there anything there that you would like to comment on?
Well, Barrowman being in Cardiff, I think I was on TikTok because I'm so young recently, and I did see there was can't remember the guy who did a sort of play-on-play game with John Barrowman in Cardiff. So I definitely think that the plausibility of him being on Doctor Who, I think, given the fact that he's pretty much the only thing people really care about now on the show, I give the fact that I'd say it's quite likely he'll be on Doctor Who in series 13. BBC Three coming back is great. I love BBC Three. I miss Doctor Who Confidential, I can't lie. Although bringing it back now is about as pointless as...
Well, I was going to ask you, I'll ask you a question on that, right? Because here's the interesting question I did in my video, because I actually highlighted this in the video, right? Here's the thing, right? They bring Doctor Who Confidential back, right? Say it is back for series 13. Let's just say they do, right? And it's back for series 13. Do you not think that would be more embarrassing for Chibnall, because then we get to see his flaws openly? Because that's what this show is all about. It shows you how they come up with the concepts to create the aliens, the villains, their concepts for their episodes. So you know, when I heard this one, I was like, well, it's not going to come back under Chris Chibnall because it would expose him. Do you think that if they did bring it back, do you agree with me, or do you have a different opinion? Do you think it would expose him, or do you think it would give us more understanding in what he's trying to do with his era of Doctor Who?
I think if they brought it back, it might actually have more viewers than the actual TV show. That's what I think. I mean, I don't think people are going to watch. I don't think people are going to watch Doctor Who Confidential to try and see what magical brilliance Chris Chibnall is going to magically appear out of nowhere. You know, it's simply. I mean, it would be interesting. I'd be intrigued to see the apparent brilliance behind the madman, but in truth, I mean, is it going to expose him? I mean, he's already pretty much. You just need to watch some of his old Doctor Who stories to expose him.
Yeah,
And exposing him even more is, I would say, a little bit boring. And everyone knows that he is a pretty mediocre Doctor Who screenwriter. I mean, I don't know what other writing he does outside of science fiction, apart from Broadchurch, which as I said, I've said a few times, I think he did one good series, one shit series, and an okay series. But I mean, I love Doctor Who Confidential. It was great back in the day.
Yeah.
It was great to see the actors fleshed out because I had like so much interest in them. You know, Matt and David and Billy and Karen. Great, seemed like great. I'm honest with you. I don't really care about Jodie Whittaker. I don't really care about whatever her name is. What the actress who plays Yaz? I can't remember her name. John Bishop,
Mandeep Gill, she's very even as a person. I hate to say this, but she's a very unforgettable person, and you know, I don't know. Again, it just goes to show you, you know, the casting of these people as well. I mean, you have to have someone with a bit of personality, and I'm sorry, she just doesn't come across as someone that I've seen. Even on social media, she used to be quite. I don't, you know, I used to just keep an eye on her account to see what crap she'd be giving out about, because she was giving out about some pillows last year from Debenhams or something not being the right pillow that she ordered, or some mad crap like that. Like, comes across as very privileged and stuff, but come across with no personality. You need people with personalities. The only one that I think had personality in the whole cast was David Bradley, and now he's gone. Oh, not David Bradley. Bradley Walsh. Bradley Walsh. He was the
David
only
Bradley,
one
great actor.
with a bit of personality. He's even funny on The Chase. If you haven't watched The Chase, he's even funny on that. Sometimes you get a question where there'll be a funny word in the question, and he just can't help himself because, you know, he has that dirty mind like everybody does. So he'll read something. And he's got that personality, but the rest of them are planks. I'm sorry, but that's what they are, planks.
And that's unfortunately what happens when you only hire people based on their diversity and not their talent and personality.
Yeah, I think Whittaker was definitely a mistake.
Whittaker was a mistake, but out of the three remaining ones, excluding Bradley, well, she's probably the one that shows a bit more charisma. You know, she I've seen her in interviews. She's overly quirky.
Yeah,
I find her
Whittaker.
I find her very cringy.
Yeah, Whittaker's. My opinion on Whittaker has changed over the last 3 years, I have to admit. I went from absolutely hating this woman because I blamed her on everything, right, to kind of trying to see it from her point of view. And, you know, okay, if you're offered the biggest role on British television, a sci-fi show like Doctor Who, right? Some people said she should have turned it down. But come on. Everybody on the panel, be honest here, and everybody in the live chat. Could you really turn down that job if you were offered that job? Seriously.
No one's turning down Doctor Who.
The job of doctor, to being the doctor, you would snap it with both hands. I know I would. I would. And I'd give it my best shot, though. That's the thing. I don't think she's given it her best shot because she was given the wrong advice. And
Yeah,
then
exactly.
she tried to
Spot on.
parody other doctors, which is a shame.
I agree with that. I second that. I think she's like when she. I think there's I think from her first interview to now, I think I've seen a bit more of her fleshed out, and she to certain individuals she could come across as like a real role model, and I could get that.
Yeah,
It's just for me. I'm not feeling it. Like I'll paint an example to you really quickly. You're familiar with the TV show Supergirl, right?
Yeah.
The main actress on that show, I think Melissa Benoist. She's an okay actress. She's not brilliant. I think she's quite average. I've seen her with I've actually had the chance to meet her, and she is genuinely one of the nicest people I've ever met. And I saw her interact with young, very, very young female girls, and it was just like I was like, wow, that's really nice. That's really beautiful to see. And I'm like, fair play to you. I don't think you're an amazing actress, but I can get where you're coming from. I can have the same thing with Whittaker, but I just can't relate to her. And I can't relate to any of the characters. I can't relate to Yaz because she's a plank of wood. I can't relate to Ryan.
I will defend Whittaker here now. She has had a few young girls, some videos for them. She did do that lockdown video, but I will still stick to me criticism at the time where I said was, well, where's Chibnall in all of this? Like, it's all well and good getting Whittaker to do something from her home, fair enough, right? And Whittaker did it. She didn't hesitate not to do it. She did it. Like, she also did that song for children in aid. And now I know, I have to be honest, that song's grown on me. I used to hate it at first, but Yellow, her version of Yellow, it's not bad. Look, I'm going to be honest. I listen to it quite a lot. It's a good song. It's for charity, right? But still, when she does things like that, she's brilliant. But BBC and the marketing team have not used her strength. This is what I've been saying about her strengths. Whittaker can come across as a very likable person when she's allowed to express that. Right.
Exactly.
I don't think BBC have done enough with that. But Artin that she has done, she's made some ill-advised choice. She did do that stylist video, which I think, yes, she was trying to be quirky and funny, but it came across as being rude and disrespectful.
Oh, of course, yeah. That was
and listen, anybody out there that says, look, anybody out there that labels anybody being sexist because they had a problem with Whittaker being the doctor, right? That may be true in some cases, but a lot of the fans had genuine concerns. And I think the other side need to get past all of this. Like, it's not because she was just a woman. They have plenty of other reasons why. And they give their reasons why they don't think it should have been a woman taking the role, and it's nothing got to do with being sex. They give compelling bloody arguments within the context of the show. But again, when you pick people, as Lexa said earlier, and it's for a certain agenda, or you're trying to tick some boxes, you're going to get failure across the board.
Another thing I will say is, from what I'm reading from like the Next Doctor, I mean, for example, I'll throw it in there. I am like fully against, because I think the BBC are going to go down that route. I feel like you mentioned it in one of your rumors. You said that the BBC are either going to cast, in my opinion, they're either going to cast a male who is either non-white or is bisexual, gay. Like Ollie Alexander, for example, I think has been mentioned for the role a few times.
Yeah,
I've seen him in that show he did with Russell T Davies. He's okay. Do I see him as Doctor Who potential? Absolutely not. He's a guy who's he's not even an actor. He's a singer. A, he's a singer. B, they're only hiring him for one purpose, and that's because I'm part of the LGBTQ. How many other letters you want to add community? Which, by the way, I will point out that I think I read a joke on there that apparently if you are a straight person and you do not want to date you don't want to date a transgender person, you are now a transphobe. The magic thing, we've now created a new super straight race, which means we may be lucky to join the LGBTQ plus community. Oh my God, we're so clever. Genius. genius. I'd like to thank Ninja Knight for that one. He showed me the video. Shout out Ninja Knight always. Did it?
Lee there says, have actually met her in real life. She's really nice. Shame her doctor is so badly taught out by the writers. And again, that's where I now do focus all my attention on is the writers, is Chris Chibnall. They are responsible for giving her decent scripts. And this is where I think they have failed her. They have failed the directors have failed her because they haven't directed her properly. The showrunner, her friend Chris Chibnall, has failed her because he told her not to do research. Now, do I believe if she had done the research then, would she have made a better doctor? I think she would have tried I think it would have been better than what she gives us, to be quite honest. Would it be up to the standard that we expect the doctor? No, I still think she is badly cast. And that's down to Chris Chibnall. All these decisions keep coming back to one man, Chris Chibnall.
But unfortunately, that one man was picked by a certain company that are now deciding if they are to get rid of him. I don't know. I don't know who the names that are being suggested for showrunner are. Because I read recently, I saw on Twitter, there was I think you quoted Tweet of View, and there was like a burner account or something that was like tweeting Doctor Who rumors. I can't remember.
Yeah, there is an account. It's back now. Apparently, it was gone after March the 8th, International Women's Day. They've come back, but now I'm starting to suspect. I actually have a funny feeling who I think it might be because they're that sad. They're trying to discredit people by putting out, because some of the stuff they're putting out is outlandish, to be quite honest with you. You know, that account to me doesn't have sources. That account to me is lifting information off different YouTubers. It's got Gallifrey base and all those other forums. It's so obvious. So I don't really take that account seriously at all.
I mean, of course, yeah. Neither do I. I mean, I don't really trust an account that firstly has 53 followers and secondly writes it writes like dots. It has like these like this dot. I'm like, what? How do you want me to read that?
No, but you see, the dots are deliberate. The dots are deliberate because this person is trying to mask how they write. You see, and they think they're being clever, but they're not actually being clever. So, like, I'm not going to fall for it anyway. So let them. But listen, we have ran out of time, Lex. Do you want to give any of your social medias a shout out there or anything before we?
I shall. I've created a brand new Twitter account because my other Twitter account is a little bit too obsessive.
Right.
It's called the Peng Soldier. Either you or my good friend Lee, who follows me on there, can tweet it out. It's pretty simple. I'm pretty sure you can spell this one. I tried to spell Penguin Soldier, but unfortunately, A, the username is taken, and B, too many letters.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it was either the Penguin Sold or the Peng Soldier, and Peng means beautiful. So come on. Also, I'll make a little shout out to my favorite person of all time, Problem Being, for I want to give a round of applause to Problem Being for the outstanding single that he put out. It's literally been in my head for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I want to have it as a ringtone because it's hilarious, although I don't think many people would want me to have it as a ringtone. So should I sing up? No, I don't want to sing. I'm not going to sing it. Not yet. Next time, maybe if he's lucky, maybe he might tempt me. Maybe. Right.
Well, we look forward to that. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on, and you look after yourself. And Lee has actually thrown her into the live chat there, your new Twitter account. So guys, go and give him a follow. And hopefully then there might be a future song. Also, a big announcement on single tonight on Friday Night Tights, Lee has just said. But Lex, listen, you enjoy our weekend. Stay safe, pal.
You too, my man. You too.
Have a good one.
You too, buddy. I'll speak to you soon.
See you soon. Right. we've got a very special guest. He's come a long way, all the way from a different planet, and he landed in Scotland. Now, I don't know why you'd want to land in Scotland because the weather is miserable, but I can't talk because it's absolutely raining right now as I talk. It's lashing against the window. I'm surprised you can't hear it, but he has come a long way. And this guy takes no bullshit. It's the one and only Scottish Davros.
Hello and everybody in the chat. How are you all doing tonight?
The legend, the international treasure Lee called you.
Yeah.
That's because it's true. That's because it's true. How are you? I haven't started the timer yet. I won't start it yet. I just want to ask you, how have you been doing?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Yourself?
Not too bad, not too bad. I have to say, congratulations on the streams, pal. They've been very good. I have to be honest.
Yeah.
Great conversations. Blue Bonnet and Lee, have to say.
Yeah.
And we got Clobbering Times in the chat as well. If you haven't subscribed to their channel, please do. They're a great channel, Clobbering Times. I like his stuff. Really do. Very knowledgeable. And you know, don't worry, Daniel. I haven't started the timer yet. You're gonna get a little bit more time, so we can have a little chat first, and then we'll get into the discussion. But welcome, and thanks for popping into the chat. I know you're very busy with your streams lately, but I have to say, great content you're putting out there. And Daniel, you too. Have to say, Whovians, these past couple of weeks, or Doctor Who fans, sorry. Whovians is their term, or American term, isn't it? Doctor Who fans, that's what we're called. Doctor Who fans have really impressed me actually with especially this our perceived side, where it's not really sides, but unfortunately there are sides. But there you go. But you have to say, putting out some great content. Eddie Ascaro had that Andrew Cartmel interview. Then we had Lee's absolute banger of a tune. Fucking scissoring. Love it. Right. And then we followed that off and finished the night off with your brilliant stream. So I have to say congratulations, but want to ask you first, how have you gained any new subs lately?
Yeah, I mean, I've gained quite a few. I'm up to 162 subscribers.
Oh, so you got over the 160 mark. Congratulations, man.
And both my streams have got over 150 views on both streams. So
that's brilliant.
Thanks very much to everybody for the support, and thanks very much to you, and thanks very much to yourself for actually showing up for both streams, because I know that you're a busy guy yourself with the amount of content that you're doing, and I've enjoyed your first streams in Irish very different and sort of enjoyable content, and it's good to kind of change things up every once in a while.
I agree with you. That's why I'm glad you're doing these little interviews. Your big finished stuff will always be great, but it's nice that you're mixing it up a little bit. It's always good to kind of mix it up so it doesn't get stale, because you find yourself, if you're doing the same thing over and over, you kind of I want to just you take a break and then you come back and then you try something different, and then it becomes fun again. So I'm glad you're doing them, and I'm glad you're getting all the support. And if you haven't subscribed, and if one of my moderators could do me a huge favor and make sure until Daniel leaves, obviously, to keep putting his channel in there. Let's get him up. And as I said, put Clobbering Times channel in there as well, because they've been very supportive of this channel as well. And as I said, they put out some great content. But right, Daniel, let's get down to business though, because it'd be nice to have you back. I don't know if there's any rants incoming, but we'll see. But obviously, you've listened to what we've been discussing tonight. Now, would you like to address each one individually, or would you like to just focus on one or maybe two? Which would you like to do?
I'll address them all individually, if that's okay.
No problem. Work away, man. Work away. Right, go ahead. You fire away, Daniel.
I'll start with the John Barrowman one. I'll start because that seems the most interesting sort of one to start off with. Like in terms of John Barrowman, you can't really count anything out with John Barrowman, to be honest, because I remember always posts on social media about him out of creating his house and all weather and all of that, but it turns out he was actually on the set of his Captain Jack for the for the special and for his cameo and series 12, and I know he's sort of doing that sort of Saturday night on ice, and at the same time though, if I'm not mistaken, you can actually have sometimes actors from like Emmerdale and Coronation Street that are still doing all their engagement or those shows during the day and doing the training later on at night for the dancing ice, and so I wouldn't be surprised if John Barrowman is doing a similar sort of thing. To be honest, I don't think he'll be a member of the actual Tardis and set up. I think his appearances will be spread out over the series, rather than being a fledged member of the Tardis team, because you've still got to properly introduce John Bishop to the Tardis.
I agree.
And with the Tardis up, and if I'm correct, actually, this is a show or series, so you're going to have to pull and this out a bit more carefully, to be honest with you. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But in terms of the whole confidential, and back and but back obviously back obviously he went up to her confidential and confidential is still on BBC BBC Three. I tuned in I tuned into that almost every time that showed, but like and I enjoyed the whole sort of getting to see behind the scenes and seeing all the all the special effects and all that, and you see it on the sort of revival and you see it sort of on the revival DVDs as well. The Confidential has its own dedicated 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 ask and all the DVDs, but in my opinion, if in my opinion, if Confidential as a show is going to make a return, then it's just going to highlight all the channels aches, and I don't really think if you're a high executive or a high official at the BBC, I don't really think that that's a sort of good image to put on the podcast because it's already proven to be your shambles anyway. So I would you further see him elevate your own organisation because we can already tell that Kirish Chibnall will be making similar sort of mistakes for this upcoming series. So so I don't think BBC I don't think I can see Confidential coming back because I don't see how BBC would want to highlight all the behind the scenes fiasco that's aim that's aim of the production team, and in terms of option actually coming back, I do agree with yourself that that if they have to bring Torchwood back to the air, that it would actually show up the that it would actually show up the main show, and it would embarrass the main show even further because because let's be honest, Torchwood has its own dedicated sort of fan base, and I've realised this over the years, and I think a show like Torchwood would further embarrass the main show going forward, and I think it would be a bad situation for us or a spin-off show to embarrass the main show, because the main show is in dire shitty it's right now, and to be honest, it's only going further and further down in my opinion. So I would BBC want to embarrass the main show any other or by introducing Orchwood. It just doesn't make any sense, and it would just be a bit easy for BBC to actually be doing that, in my opinion, because the main show's already in trouble as it is.
Yeah, I mean, look, on the Torchwood thing, I have to say, I would think it would be an embarrassment because oh no way, no why? Do you know what? You're either a jinx or you're either a jinx or you just seem to pop on whenever I get something. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, we'll get back to that now in a minute. I thought I seen something there on Twitter. That's why I checked Twitter real quick. I thought I seen something about Friday Night Tights being cancelled or something. Oh no, it's the name of the Friday Night Tights. Jesus, I thought there for a minute Friday Night Tights was cancelled. I was gonna say Lee would hate that. But wanted to ask you though, yeah, Torchwood, look, I agree with everything that you've said so far. 100%. John Barrowman actually has been coming out with some stupid stuff lately as well. Listen, he could be filming for Doctor Who, but at the same time, he has been doing Dancing on Ice, if I'm correct. So we don't know. We can't actually definitively say that he is coming back, but it would be very interesting because you are right to try introduce a new companion, bring back Captain Jack as well, might kind of overshadow that, and that would do John Bishop a disservice. But the mark before, because I don't want to take up too much of your time. That's why I just let you keep talking, because I wanted you to get as much in as you possibly could. But I want to ask you about this Mark Gatiss stuff that's been coming up. So obviously there's been a couple of articles on it about how he could possibly return to do some writing for Doctor Who. What do you think about that one, Daniel?
In my opinion, it's a sort of step in the right direction, and I know a lot of his and I know a lot of his episodes were hitting me. It's right, but like, to be honest with you, like, I would have said I would have said when off it and 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 off it because of writing off is aiding off into the sunset. You would have thought that, and you would have thought that Mark Gatiss would have been a run to obviously you take the role of his showrunner, and you could kind of see on Cheryl on Cheryl up the Arc-itis kind of had a bit more fire rein to sort of to sort of to sort of lean in even off it even more on Cheryl. So like I'm not really surprised that that his names came up to write an episode, because I've always had this I've always had this even Mark and the arc person he has unfinished business with the show. So, like, as well, I'm not really too surprised that his name has been bandied about recently because, as I have to be honest, I do think that he himself has unfinished business with um or, or who
Well,
like
think about this. I'll give you a few more minutes on this one though. Think about it. He is part of a duo with Stephen
yeah,
Moffat. Who's to say that if he was to take over, that he wouldn't get Moffat to write some individual episodes for Doctor Who? Could you imagine
yeah,
that?
yeah, and I have to actually say that Stephen Moffat's individual episodes, like the Empty Child and the Silence in the Library, and like all of the individual episodes, are a lot longer, are a lot longer than Stephen Moffat had a guy like RT um RT over his shoulder
Yeah.
because as you got further into the Stephen Moffat era, he was kind of trying to be a bit too cool or other, and then the ended up writing, himself into honourably, basically. Yeah, and like I don't think he personally liked the criticism that the fans were giving him for certain episodes and series 9 and 10, for example. And I think that people hurt a guy like Stephen Moffat because he's a very he's a very proud a guy of a produces. So yeah, I think the criticism he faced in series 9 and 10 actually hurts even more.
Yeah. I want to ask you this though, right? One final question. You're obviously one of those fans that have finally had enough, and have said you refuse to return, until either this mess is sorted out or it's retconned. Can I ask you now, while you've had time to think and reflect, if they were to say Gibnall was to go with Jodie Whittaker, and they were to do a whole get rid of everybody that was involved with Chris Chibnall's Doctor Who, and they were to start from fresh with someone, say Gatiss or someone else, right? It doesn't matter who it is, but someone else, and brought in a team of writers. Would you be willing to give the show another go, or would you wait and see for a while to see what other fans have to say before you take that big dive in? Or are you really done and you'll just remember Doctor Who for what it was and continue to watch the classic era, do the big finish stuff, and watch New Who up until Capaldi? And I will give you time to answer this question because you do represent a lot of fans out there right now. And I'm glad that you came on, because I got the opportunity to ask you this question, because it'll be very, very interesting to see where your headspace is with it now. Would you come back, or are you still done with this show? Has BBC done too much disrespect to you that you cannot forgive?
I still can't forgive it because there's only so much human and there's only so much humiliation and heartbreak that you can actually as a fan, and I think in the finale, and I think the finale to series 12 was basically the final nail in the coffin for a guy like Ian as fandom. That's not to say that I don't appreciate that I don't appreciate what's came before, because like I still enjoy I still enjoy going through my classic Who episodes. I still enjoy going through new Who and all the way up until the Capaldi era. And like I've got my big finish, and I'm also tapping into the anodiosism as well. So there's still I'll get all of that. So I'll get all of that to tide me over. And as and as Charlotte just said in the chat, it did kind of it did kind of take me able to sort of embrace the fan stuff, because Charlotte Charlotte that had to try and convince me, and that took a whole tune, and that took a whole tune, tune.
Sharon did that because she knows that you care about this IP, you know, and
Yeah.
some of the fan stuff out there. I've even been, you know, we watched that animation that was from the fans.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. Listen, so some of the fan stuff is fantastic, and I'm glad she did pest you, and I'm glad she's kind of kept you going when you've been a bit down and you've needed someone to pick you up and keep doing what you're doing. You're putting out some great content, but listen, I'd say to the BBC, listen to Daniel, listen to fans like Daniel. You know, this is what a lot of fans are feeling. This is it's a final humiliation to timeless children. It's like, how many times you have to break fans' hearts before you realize that you went too far, which you have. You've done too far. You've done a disservice to all fans of this show. And yes, listen, it's not all about the fans. You're right. It isn't. You know, you just want to bring in the casual viewer. You want to bring in new fans. That's fair enough. Do it the way RTD did it, and you'll be onto a winner again. But listen, Daniel, we have run out of time, but I am going to give you a chance to let everybody know what you have up and coming on your channel. So, sir, I leave the floor to you again. Let everybody know what you have coming on Daniel's channel. What is it, Daniel and Charlotte's channel now, or is it just Daniel's channel still?
It's still get my name on it. I'm considering actually adding Charlotte's name to it as well, because she is now my co-host as well, so I'm considering that. But
Yeah.
like in terms of upcoming content, I'm on a break just now, but yeah, I mean I've got a couple of guests in mind for when I come back after my brief sort of brief sort of break. I do plan on getting Sadako to or on I do intend to do I do intend to do some more content. I've obviously built on it, and obviously and obviously Errol gets better. That's and I'll obviously ask
She's actually looking
myself.
forward to that. She told me to tell you she's actually really looking forward to that, actually, Daniel. I've never seen her so excited about something. She's really like psyched to do it with you. So I'm glad you're doing it with her, because I'm not going to be disrespectful. That comedy series just goes over my head. Maybe it is funny, but to me it's not. But she seems to love it, and it's Scottish and you love it. So I couldn't think of a better duo to be doing it anyway. So yeah, can't wait for you to do that. But go on, go ahead.
And then obviously, if and Cheryl gets better, that's when and I'll obviously ask him herself onto the onto my channel, because I know you're as a I know you're busy taking the time to look after um to look after to look after Cheryl, and that's and that's even off. So like when Cheryl gets Turtle, me a time that you can come on to my channel and like e um and I'll have a chat about whatever you do on, because because basically the streams and me and Charlotte and Charlotte are actually doing at the moment. Everything is on able to discuss.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, though, when I do come on, I'll stick strictly to Doctor Who, because I wanna when I come on, I wanna be respectful, because it'll be an honor coming on your channel, but I don't want to do anything that will upset or embarrass your channel. So I'll stick with classic or new Who, whatever you want to discuss. I mean, we could have tons to talk about. I mean, we could talk about the fun side of it, talk about the good stuff. Let's keep it positive. Yeah, I don't mind. Right, it's your channel. I want the stream to go well, so let's keep it positive. Yeah, and we'll do some classic and new Who, and we maybe talk about our favorite stories. And the great thing about it is that Charlotte does be on the classic panel as well, so we could talk about some of the stories that she's probably watched as well, and we can discuss them with yourself, and it'll be brilliant to get everybody's point of view. So yeah, I'm up for that. Let me know when you want to come on, and I will be there. I'll be there whatever day it is. It doesn't matter, even if it's on a day that I don't stream. I will stream that day to be with you, right? So you just let me know, pal. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we'll give him a second there. There you go. Go on. Get your earphones on. You're grand. I drop stuff all the time, man. I drop stuff all the time. I'm a forever breaking glasses, so don't worry about it. But go on. What were you gonna say?
So if you're up for that, then that's so if you're up for that, then that's okay. I'm happy with I'm happy with doing that as well. And like I just want to say thank you to obviously Ian for obviously for obviously on Tuesday, because because I enjoyed the stream. I enjoyed the stream we did on Tuesday. It was a pleasure having them on, and again, and again to be honest, thank you to everyone of the support, and I hope to see you all soon.
Thank you, Daniel. Daniel, you just hang on there, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Lee on just to give his shout outs, and we'll leave with the old crew, you know,
Yeah.
me, you, and Lee, and we'll leave together. We'll do the outro together. But listen, that has been the Tardis Zone Talks. It's been absolutely brilliant tonight. I have to say, there's been some old faces that popped into the chat as well. That was nice to see. Babette was there as well, sending some love to everybody. It's been absolutely fantastic. I have to say, the support has been brilliant. And glad we're back to our normal time slot, to be quite honest. But as I said, listen, I think I do agree with Lee and a few others. Maybe twice a week was a bit much for the Tardis Zone Talks. Everybody prefers it on a Friday night. So, as I said, I'll do something different on Wednesday. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'll come up with something over the weekend. I always do. I'll have a chat with the wife. She's always an inspiration. So I'll come up with some idea. But yeah, I just want to say, listen, keep supporting Daniel's channel, keep supporting Lee. Don't forget Friday Night Tights. They're launching the little campaign over there now. The money goes to 75% of it goes to suicide prevention. So that's always a good thing, you know, especially nowadays. There's a big issue around mental health. Because we're all, you know, nobody likes to be caged in. People don't realize, though, you know, we stay indoors. It does affect you. It does affect you. People want to be out there. We're human after all. You know, we're explorers. We're naturally curious. We have to be out in the big bad world. But hopefully, we're getting to that point really, really soon now, because there seems to be a movement now of trying to get us out. Because I don't think the governments want a rebellion around the world. And they know they're coming to that stage. So I think they're starting to cop on, well, maybe we should open up. So hopefully sooner rather than later. So yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. Right, so let's bring Lee on. Let's get him to do his shout outs once again, and let you know what's coming on Friday Night Tights.
Yes, hello. First of all, great to see Daniel back on the Tardis Zone.
It is
back home where he belongs. That's
great.
And it
By
was
the
an
way, I
absolute
did,
pleasure.
Daniel. Sorry, Lee. Before you go on your little rant, and I love it. I love you, by the way. By the way, Daniel, I left you a message in the private chat. I didn't want to ask you over stream, so I left you a message, and you can answer me in the private chat as well. But go ahead, Lee. Knock yourself out, pal.
Yeah, I can't emphasize enough. If you haven't subscribed to Daniel and Charlotte's channel, Dan and Shah, yeah, you know you love it, Charlotte. Please do go and subscribe. The link is in the chat. Chris Persia's put it back up there. Had a great, excellent conversation with Daniel and Charlotte the other day. It was fantastic, and it's doing quite well. So if you haven't heard it yet, go and check it out. It's a couple of hours long, so put it on before you go to sleep and chill out.
That's it. If you want to go to sleep, though, about 20 minutes in. That's when Lee then, you know, Lee at the start. I have to be honest, right? Because I told a bit of a joke that might have misfired on Twitter, or I took it up the wrong way, or whatever.
It's all good.
But I did say to Lee, remember, you're on the give them a chance. But you did for the first 20 minutes. You are brilliant. And then you start getting into all of this other stuff. And while everything that you said was fact, I would say, poor Daniel and Charlotte not getting a word in. I was like,
I'm the guest. I'm the guest. You should remember that when you have guests on. You let them bloody talk.
Listen, you criticise me. You do. I'm only messing, but listen, it was great. Again, though, Daniel's putting out some great content, and he has been since he set up his channel. Actually, Daniel's hit the ground running. I'm surprised that he hasn't had any more subscribers than he's had. But luckily now the channel's grown and it deserves it. So if you haven't subscribed, I'll keep plugging Daniel's channel till the day I die anyway.
Yeah.
So
do it. Subscribe.
Give him a sub there.
Check
and don't worry, I'll do one of my videos where I do people to subscribe to. Do you know the way I do them every couple of months? Well, I haven't done one in a while. So I'll whack some up because I've got Lee's channel now to put in, because Lee's channel now is kind of doing stuff. So that's good. But just Lee, because Friday Night Tights will be starting really, really soon. Do you just want to tell people what is actually happening without giving too much away? What have they to tune in at the start?
I have no idea. Look, when they played the video, they played it at 3:40 in the morning or something like that.
I know.
So I was absolutely dead.
I know, because I was like, I'll go and listen, but I wasn't in the chat. But I said, I'm going to go and listen while I was playing the computer, have it on the background. And I was waiting and waiting. And I said, poor Lee.
Well, I dropped it on them.
And I thought because I was on there, because remember we were having a private chat and he said, yeah, I'll wait up until they play the video and then I'll go to bed. And then I was like, I'm waiting. Oh, poor bleeding Lee. I'm waiting. Poor Lee, still awake. I'm waiting. I said, that poor bloody fucker still on our life.
Slept for 2 days.
But they did. They played it. They did play it. They said they were going to play it, and they did play it. But now, obviously, they're going to do it again. I'm pretty sure. If it's going to be for charity and stuff, and they're doing all the charity stuff that they're doing, that it'd probably be at the start. And then at the end to get people the interest, you know what I mean? Maybe
we shall see. We shall see.
We'll see. But listen, big night for you. So congratulations. You deserve it. You've put a lot of hard work, especially into my channel, to make it look as good as it does. And you've done some other great stuff out there as well for other people. So you deserve this, man. You really do.
It's put a few smiles on faces.
What?
It's put a few smiles on a few faces.
Yeah,
so
well,
that's
it has. And by the way, I just want to thank you for those little face swap yokes, because you really did put a smudge. Cheryl, you don't know, I'm being honest with you, man. You didn't realise, man, when you sent them, Cheryl was
they're great, aren't they?
The best. Cheryl wasn't in the best of form. She was missing her parents, and then she was able to share them with her parents and have a bit of a laugh and a smile. So I want to thank you for that, because she was feeling a bit down. So you sent them at a nice time. But I did like I have to be honest, my favourite one was the Sex Pistols.
Yeah, that's my favourite.
That's my favourite one, personally.
Yeah. You as Sid Vicious and Cheryl as Nancy.
Yeah, I know, and we look great, don't we?
And you make a good master. You're like,
I know. I didn't want to say that, but don't I? If you're looking for
seriously funny,
play the master, old master. You have one here. Just get me to do the face swap app thing, and then you can CGI the rest from there. I don't care. But he did us as the Sex Pistols. Those videos are available. There's the Doctor Who ones are available on the Tardis Zone, and the Sex Pistol one, including a bit of Titanic as well, which he done. Magnificent as well. That one with bleeding. What's her face? Angelina Jolie. There's a couple of ones there. They're on the Irish Geek. So I'll put the videos up, man, because they were worth putting up. They were deadly. They were. So thanks. I want to thank you. But listen, you deserve what's happening tonight. I hope it goes well.
Tonight. I don't think they're going to play. I don't know. I don't think they're going to play the full video again. But I did spend today making a trailer advert, or asvert as I call it, for the single.
Right.
Because they're going to announce its
Well,
release. It's already out there. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
it's on all the streaming sites and all the
Yeah.
all
And we played it here at the
downloads.
start of one of my streams as well. So it's gotten, that's what I mean. It's gotten plenty of traction on YouTube, and I see
Yeah,
it's doing an absolute killing on.
It's nearly. Oh, what is it now? Where are we at? Let's have a look.
It was, the last time I checked, it was on 22,000.
Yeah, it's up to 25,832.
There you go. So it keeps going even now. But listen,
Yeah.
again, if anybody, and I
But,
really
I mean,
do
those
mean
views,
this, you deserve all of this, man.
I just have to say that it's had nearly 26,000 views on YouTube, but YouTube are not monetizing the song on that platform. They will on the Google Play, but not on YouTube, because it contains because I use Logic to produce my music, and because I use the built-in synthesizers, it won't let you. It's ridiculous. It's utterly stupid.
Areas. Well, listen, yes.
So go and download it, or stream it on Spotify. Download it on iTunes or Apple Music.
Some people says that they want to use it for a ringtone. Download them, man. Download the tune.
79p in the UK. 79p in the UK, or probably something like 99 cents or something in America, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it'd probably be the same here, 99 cents. But listen, remember, as he said, the more people that buy this single, the more that goes to charity. So
75% goes to charity, 25% goes to my belly. So I get something.
Well, in fairness, you've put all the work into it, and I've already seen that someone out there has designed. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but we've seen the T-shirts as well. Someone came up with designs.
Yeah, that was Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown. So there's a lot of fans out there for the consequence of this song that Lee put together. Other people are coming to him now with ideas. This is absolutely fantastic, and Lee deserves this, because Lee works really, really hard behind the scenes, not just for me, but for other people as well. He's an absolute legend, and he deserves all of this. And you really do. Out of all the people that we know, you definitely deserve all this, because you've put the hard work into this. So congratulations, and I hope it really kicks off on Friday Night Tights, and then it gets people to buy. And it's already available on iTunes since yesterday, and Chris Persia has bought his copy. So well done, Chris, for that, for starters. And again, as we said, that 75% of the proceedings to this song go to suicide prevention, a great charity. Again, absolutely fantastic, the fandom. The way I've seen a lot of charity work and a lot of fundraisers happening, and it is, no matter what I think personally about certain people out there and stuff that they do, when they do stuff like this, it doesn't matter who it is, when they do stuff like this, they deserve the credit where credit is due. It's like they're using their platform to do something good and help people. And in the current climate that we're in, that is absolutely fantastic. So again, well done, Lee, and let's hope it all goes absolutely fantastic. But that has
buy it. Please buy it.
That's it. Buy it. If you don't, then he's going to send Liam Neeson to your gaff. You know,
I want at least 25,000 downloads. I know that everyone who's watched the video. Well, I mean, it's not going to be 25,000. Like at least like what, a third of that or a quarter of that.
Well, listen, if there's that many people watching it, right?
Yeah, but a lot of people, the same people listen to it over and over again.
Right,
but if you go and stream it on Spotify,
why don't you ask? Why don't you? I don't know if he's already done it now, so forgive me if I've jumped the gun here. But why don't you get him to put where he has the song and where you have the song on your YouTube channel? Put the link to iTunes.
Yeah, that will happen. That will happen
in the description. That way, then it's at least you've got that there as well. And listen, when you send us the link, and I'll throw it up everywhere, man. You know I will.
Yep,
we'll get as many people to
We're just waiting for the official announcement on Friday Night Tights, and then it'll all go live. Yeah,
that's it. And they'll be going live shortly. So I'm going to shut up. But that has been the Tardis Zone Talks. I want to thank all my guests who came on tonight. I want to send a special thank you to Daniel for coming on tonight. And I've just read your message, so that's fine. That's fine. I just didn't want to ask over the stream. I said I'll ask privately, but that's fine. But it's been an absolute pleasure having you on again. And we hope to see you again next week for Tardis Zone Talks, because I'm pretty sure there'll be some stuff that'll be worth talking about. But Lee, again, thank you for coming on. Absolute pleasure. And I want to thank all my moderators as well in the chat and everybody that took part. It looks like it was quite a lively chat, but everybody as usual.
Thanks, Chris.
Everybody respectful as usual. So thank you. I really am delighted that you all get on so well in this community. You know, we are criticised with all we're toxic, but they actually came in and looked at the live chats here, they'd actually be surprised, because these are all good people. So listen, stay safe. This has been the Tardis Zone Talks. Yeah, it has been the Tardis Zone Talks. Do you know what? When I have guests on the panel here, that video, that particular video, skips all over the place. So
it looks fine on the stream.
On YouTube, it does be perfect. It's weird. It's weird. Well, listen, again, this is work that Lee put together, and this is the Tardis Zone main channel intro and outro. But listen, we're going to leave you with this. So good night. Enjoy our weekend. Stay safe. We'll see you for classic and new Who watch-alongs. And also, I'll be on the Irish Geek as well. So look out for that. So say good night, Lee.
Good night, Lee.
Yeah. One day, Lee will.
Good night, Daniel.
One day, Lee will actually say it properly. You know, maybe he'll do it for my birthday, or maybe he'll do it for we'll see. But say good night, Daniel.
Good night, Daniel.
Good night, guys.
Good night, everybody. See you soon. Bye bye.